Hello and welcome back everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to put together this wonderful gingerbread cookie winter wonderland theme set from scratch. And also to help you along, I'll show you a couple of tips and tricks to make it easier for you to make your own. Also, all the ingredients and the measurements that you're going to be needing, I have put it in the description box below. Do check that out as well. Alright, let's begin with the video. Okay, for the cookie dough, I'm gonna start by melting butter and sugar on very low heat. Do not increase the heat, it'll burn the butter and the sugar. Now, why I'm using dark brown sugar is because it has nice caramelly flavor notes. If you don't have it, you can just use white sugar, no problem. Typically, the recipe calls for molasses, but my family and the kids, they don't like the taste of it. So instead of that, I'm using golden syrup and treacle. Now, treacle is just like honey. If you can't get hold of treacle, you can just use any kind of honey that you enjoy eating. Once you mix the honey in, you're gonna add your spices. Here I'm not using cinnamon powder. Again, my kids don't like the smell of it, so you can go ahead and add that in. Here I'm adding ginger powder, grated nutmeg, cloves and cardamom powder. Once I stir that in, before I mix the flour, I'm gonna add bicarb soda to the flour and give it a good mix. Also, I'm adding couple of drops of vanilla. For me, vanilla and ginger goes well together, so if you want, you can add that in. Now, once I mix the vanilla in, I'm gonna add my flour in batches. Don't just dump everything in one go. Now, once that is all well combined, put it onto a clean surface. You don't have to knead it, just mix it till all the flour is gone. Then divide it into two batches, cling wrap it and put it in the fridge. The dough needs to rest at least for about 30 minutes to 1 hour. You can make it a day ahead, or you can make it in the morning and use it in the evening. Okay, I took the dough before half an hour before I start rolling. I'm not sprinkling any flour here because it's gonna alter the taste and the texture of the cookie dough. Rolling it out in between two sheets of baking sheets for about 1/4 of an inch thickness, and keep lifting your parchment paper so that it'll prevent the cookie dough from sticking to the baking sheet. Try to cut maximum amount of pieces in one go so that there is less times of kneading and rolling out. And if you roll out your cookie dough really thin, when you go to assemble the house, it might break. So once you cut all your pieces, put it back in the fridge for the cookie dough to set and bake it in 160 for 10 minutes. It depends on different types of ovens. So for me, it took about 7 minutes. When the edges are light brown color, take it out. The pieces will be really soft. Don't be alarmed. As it sits outside, it's gonna get harder. The leftover dough, you can put it back in the fridge, let it sit for 10 minutes, roll it out and cut more pieces out of it. Here I'm making royal icing. It's very easy. I'm whipping up 1 egg white till it's frothy and adding a packet of icing sugar and combining it well. Now I'm aiming for thick consistency. That is what I use to assemble the gingerbread house. From that, I'm making piping and flooding consistency separately. Make sure that you keep your royal icing in an airtight container, otherwise it's gonna form a crust on top and it will be very difficult for you to use it when you are doing very delicate piping. Okay, so my gingerbread has windows on it. So what I'm doing is, to get the glass effect, I'm melting some isomalt. This is isomalt. If you don't have isomalt, you can heat white sugar and use it to get the glass effect on your pieces. Be very careful when you are handling this. If you are doing it with kids, make sure that you do this part yourself and do not touch it, as it is extremely hot. Okay, once all my parts are dried, it is time to decorate and put the gingerbread house together. Now, when it comes to decorating, there is no right or wrong ways, and there's million ways that you can decorate your gingerbread house. For me, I'm not that good at it, my piping, but I gave it a shot. I don't have a particular design. Whatever comes to my mind, I just piped it there. Here I'm showing you the flooding consistency. Before you do that, you do your outline. It's a bit thicker than the flood consistency, and then you flood your cookie. Make sure you do not go over the outline that you have, and then you can let it dry. Alright, all my cookie pieces are covered with royal icing and they are dried and ready to color. This is the part that I love the most, bringing them to life. I'm coloring them according to my color palette, and whenever you're coloring cookies that are covered with royal icing, make sure you you mix the colors with clear alcohol, not with water. Water will take long time to evaporate and dry out, and it'll make it soggy or crack the royal icing. So always mix your colors with clear alcohol or with lemon extract. Time to put the gingerbread house together. Now there's a couple of different ways that you can stick the pieces. Traditional way is using thick consistency royal icing, though it takes time to dry out and take all your kitchen items to hold the pieces together. That's the fun way of doing it. Another way is melted chocolate that dries out fast as well. And another way is like what I'm doing here, using isomalt. If you don't have isomalt, you can use sugar, melted sugar, to stick your pieces together. Now to stick the single pieces like snowman and these houses, I have put a support behind the pieces. I have stuck a small triangle piece of cookie, pasted with isomalt. Now that piece can stand on its own. I don't have to pipe royal icing and hold the piece till it dries out. This is a really quick way to paste your single pieces onto the board. Here I'm adding final touch-ups and details for my Winter Wonderland theme setup, and also I'm sprinkling a little bit of icing sugar to mimic snowfall. Alright guys, with this we have come to the end of this video, and like always I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you guys with another video. Until then, take care.